I'm calling the regular meeting of the South Lebanon City Council to order on April the 17th, 2025 at 6:00 p.m.
Allen. Present. Carmack.
Present.
Combs.
Present.
Fetter.
Present.
Harrison.
Present.
Spicer.
Present.
Thank you. Would you please all rise for the prayer and the pledge? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the blessings that you have bestowed on South Lebanon and our citizens. Help us to strengthen our community and let us work together for the good of our whole community. As we celebrate Easter and Passover, let us remember why we celebrate these events and let it reflect in our lives. We give thanks that one of our council members are back with us. And we give thanks for our staff and all of our public works as they work to improve our community every day. Protect our first responders as they go about their missions. Bless their families and give them peace. In your holy name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all, and I just want to say to Brenda, welcome back. It's good to see you. We don't have any guests this evening that I see. I will open the floor to the public. And we have no one from the public, so I will close the floor to the public. And we will move on to new business. Ordinance 2025-09. This is the first reading adopting Warren County's requirements and standards for the design and construction of streets and roadway facilities. So entered into the record. Emergency Ordinance 2025-10, adopting a vendor application fee for city-sponsored special events. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I will need a motion and a second to waive the two reading rule.
Lisa Fetter, I make the motion to accept the vendor application fee.
To waive the rules.
Waive the rules, I'm sorry.
Sharon Carmack, second.
Allen.
No.
Carmack.
Yay.
Combs.
Abstain.
Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison.
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Now I need a motion and a second to approve by title only.
Lisa Fetter, I make the motion to approve by title only the vendor application fee schedule.
Hearing no second, the emergency ordinance fails. Did we want to change that to a first reading?
That's possible, yes.
Marion, can I second that? Or is it too
You
late?
guys have to make the motion or to move it to a first reading?
Yes.
I second that. Allen. Yay. Carmack.
Yay.
Combs.
Abstain.
Fetter.
Yay.
Harrison.
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
So entered into the record as a first reading. Emergency Resolution 2025-14, authorizing the renewal of the city's health, dental, and life insurance plans. Are there any questions? Hearing none, I need a motion and a second to waive the two reading rule.
Brenda Combs, motion to waive the two reading rule.
Sharon Carmack, second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Now we need a motion and a second to approve by title only.
Brenda Combs, by title only.
Sharon Carmack, second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. We need a motion to approve the purchase of a John Deere tractor with needed components through state contract pricing in the amount of $66,622.78. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, we'll need a motion and a second to approve.
Brenda Combs, motion to approve.
Sharon Carmack, second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. A motion to approve the invoices and a second.
Linda, I want to make a motion to approve.
Brenda Combs, second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. A motion to approve the law director invoices. A motion and a second to approve.
Sharon Carmack, I make a motion to approve.
Combs, second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the March 2025 financial statements. A motion and a second.
Linda, I want to make a motion to approve.
Combs, second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. Thank you. Approval of the meeting minutes for the special meeting March 27th, 2025, and the regular meeting April 3rd, 2025. Are there any corrections or additions before we approve this?
I have a question.
Sure.
Even though I wasn't here, I read all the paperwork and I watched it twice. Am I allowed to vote on this or do I, okay, I have to
I would
abstain?
abstain.
Okay, just asking.
Okay. Okay. So we still need a motion and a second.
I make a motion to approve.
Marianne Harrison, I second.
Allen. Yay. Carmack,
Abstain.
Combs,
Abstain.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Motion carries. Moving on to old business. I got stuck. Ordinance 2025-08. This is the second reading, adopting zoning regulations, text amendment relating to a change to the fence height for private swimming pools. And this is changing the height from 6 to 4 feet. So to not approve it, you would vote nay. To approve it, yay.
What does our law director think about it?
My recommendation would be that it be approved. Otherwise, there's going to be continued requests for fence height variances brought before the Board of Zoning Appeals on a regular basis.
We should, yeah.
Can I ask a question as the mayor?
Yes.
My question is, for the safety of the city, who is going, because there are extra bells and whistles on this, on these pools if they're at 4 feet. Who is going to enforce this and monitor this, those special bells and whistles? Because we do not have the manpower right now. And that's my concern. And then my concern is also, pool drownings for the ages 1 through 4 is the #1 cause of death in the United States. So that's just my input. You have to make the decision. So ordinance 2025-08, second reading. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead,
Yeah,
Chairman.
just one more thing, just to clarify, since this, the recommendation was for denial from planning commission, it would take 5 votes to approve. Yeah, just to clarify that.
So we will need a motion and a second to amend.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
So the planning commission denied the request. So when it comes here to us, if we vote yay, that's going along with the planning commission? Okay, I want to make sure because that gets confusing.
I'm confused what you just said.
Okay, normally you
confused.
gotta be careful because it does get confusing. The planning commission turned down the idea of having a 4-foot fence, even with the bells and whistles. When it comes to the council, sometimes it's a little confusing on which way to vote yay with that you approve what the planning commission done. And then when it comes to us, sometimes we have to vote yay to agree with them. But when they're saying today that if we vote no, it turns the change down. If we vote yes, it approves the change. That's what
Correct.
Andrew said, correct?
Just to be clear, the amendment to this section 1511-17 was only to reduce the pool height from 6 feet to 4 feet. There's no other conditions recommended, so that's exactly what's in the amendment in the ordinance.
Councilmember Allen is correct. So a nay, like the mayor indicated, a nay vote on this ordinance would mean the text amendment would be rejected and you'd be following what Planning Commission suggested or recommended. A yay vote would change the text and make the height 4 feet instead of 6 feet, and you'd be going against the recommendation of Planning Commission.
Thank you.
So I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Sharon Carmack, second.
Allen,
Nay.
Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Nay.
Better,
Yay.
Harrison,
Day,
Spicer.
Yay.
Is that a tie?
It doesn't pass anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, motion failed. Okay, mayor's report. I can tell you that we have been busy. We have met with Civic Plus to discuss updating our website. And it's been really busy because of tax time and the tax department. Sam and Melena have done a great job. And the finance department, Tina and Tanya have helped out with facilitating all that. So it's been good. We want to thank Union Township for the Easter egg hunt. Coming up next week on Saturday, April 26th is the citywide cleanup from 8 a.m. to 12. Rumpke will be there at 8 o'clock a.m. and they will take anything that doesn't have Freon in it. Or tires, correct.
Anything you can put in your trash, you could take there. Yeah.
Right, and the Boy Scout troop from Clarksville will be helping us in this again. So please come out to help if you can. I want to thank the Public Works Department for all the work that they've been doing on a regular basis, but especially yesterday. We had a gas line break, and Harry can tell you more about that. But they acted quickly and responsibly, and I just want to say thanks for keeping that going. Jennifer gave you some information about Empower You. They're presenting new life for the old powder factory on this evenings from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And it is virtual, so you can go online and register for the virtual program. And it's all about how they came to redo and the powder factory and everything. And South Lebanon was very involved in that. It's in South Lebanon. So if you have a chance, I encourage you to watch it. I also heard from the Warren County Health District, and I wanted you to know that we had 76 people from South Lebanon use the Lebanon facility from December 24th till February 2025. And we've had 6 food service inspections. A lot of good information in the report. So if you would like to know anything, like on here, swimming pool permits issued, 0. Of course, it was wintertime. So if you have any questions or anything, I think it's a really interesting report. We had certified birth certificates issued 750, but we had certified death certificates at 1701. I mean, this is for Warren County. Okay. We're not dropping like flies like that in South Lebanon.
Like 1/8.
But I just wanted to clarify. So if you ever have any questions about that, I attend their board meetings and they're very interesting. So that's all I have to report. So we will move on to the Director of Finance.
Thank you, Mayor Burke. I'd also like to thank our tax department for a very successful tax season. This past Saturday, we had probably the largest group of people turn out for a Saturday before tax season than we've had in the past. So we are starting to get more people coming back in the offices. For those first couple of years after COVID, we offered those extra hours, but we didn't seem to get the foot traffic. So it was the first season for both Sam and Melina, so they really didn't know what to expect. But we were actually busier on Monday, the 14th, than we were yesterday. So they were kind of scared of what the 15th was going to bring after the Monday of the 14th. But like I said, we're wrapping it up this week, and we're making plans for next year. So you guys should have also received an email from our auditors, Julian Grube, asking about related parties questionnaires. So I don't know if everybody's responded or not. They'll probably send you a second notice to respond. We are still working on the audit. Everything, they were here, they were on site, now they're gone. There's still a lot of cleanup and things to do off-site and a lot of communication back and forth with my office. But hopefully we'll have that sometime this summer. We'll have that audit will be finished. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Tina. Great job. Jerry, our administrator.
Well, just a few things. Just want to wish you a happy Easter this weekend and let's see what we got. So next week, we start off on Tuesday with our Board of Zoning Appeals case. So that's on Tuesday. Thursday is the cannabis text amendment public hearing for you guys. The following Tuesday, the 29th, is the Planning Commission. So we've got a Planning Commission meeting. This is for the arbors at Grandin Pond, Phase 2. Is the main topic on that one. And then we have actually the regular council meeting after that. Next week, the 23rd, we have pre-construction meeting for the 4871 project. This is the new lights going on to the southbound 48 or southbound 71 from 48. And then the 24th is the Morrow Road pre-construction meeting. So we'll have more information about that at the next meeting as far as construction schedule. So that will be between Mary Ellen and Mary Lane, and it will be after Memorial Day. So also the floodplain maps go into effect on the 23rd. So this is the new ones that we've been waiting for about 5 years. So it's much anticipated. So I guess that's about it for now.
I can tell you, we are meeting. Harry, Public Works. Tell us about what happened yesterday.
Seemed to go pretty quick. So we had. Hello? So we had a project where we were cleaning up our properties along Zor Road. If you go out there, you'll see the difference now, but a lot of invasive weeds, trees that were dead. So we started to clean that up. Well, in the process of removing those, we hit it's called a regulator, a gas regulator that was above grade 12 inches. They were really surprised that we haven't hit it with our bush hog, because we've been mowing that for years. Tony must be living a pretty good life, because being that, they go over there with bush hogs, he should have hit that thing 100 times already. And one of our other guys comes in, and his first day over there, boom, he just hits it and breaks it. So, and this was one of our high pressure lines too. So as you can imagine, you're on this piece of equipment and you hear, that's never a good sign, especially if it's consistent, because the tire's pretty quick, right? But gas lines go forever. So anyway, we got a hold of the fire department. Union Township was great, very responsive. Got a hold of 811, 911, all the numbers we're supposed to call. We just got done with our training a couple weeks ago with Duke Utility about the situation. The one thing they didn't tell us about is things above ground, because we don't have to do all of our calling and stuff when it's above ground. Well, we're going to start now. So the real challenge was it was covered with vegetation. We couldn't see it. Nobody saw it. And then all of a sudden we cleaned it up, and there you go. So the inspector came out. They do a third-party review of the incident. He basically said it was unavoidable. We probably should have hit it years ago, but we didn't. And it just so happened we hit it recently. But seems like by the time I got back to the office, everybody knew about it. So it spread like wildfire. But nobody was injured. The equipment still operates. That's a good thing. Duke is fabulous with their responsiveness. And we've got a pretty good relationship with them now after 2 times. But anyway, they've done a great job for us. They're always very responsive, and that's really all I got. I don't have.
But
anything.
wasn't it not one that was listed on anybody?
Oh, so no, it wasn't
Yeah.
listed on their maps. So Duke had, and these are very
It was a
confidential type
retired one,
maps,
wasn't it?
yeah. So what had happened is they had a main on our side of Zor. On the other side, they had an abandoned line. Well, they never disconnected that abandoned line. So the gas line from the main was still extended underneath the road. That's where the regulator was. So this time I asked them if you could basically remove the whole vertical, because we're going to be excavating that a little now and basically new seed and straw and kind of clean it up. But to basically pull that away so now it's disconnected at the main, but Oops didn't know about it. Duke didn't know about it. When the inspector came out and looked at all the maps, it wasn't indicated at all. All you saw was the main on the opposite side of Zor. So it's one of those things that years ago when they abandoned it, they probably should have removed it. But it didn't. So, but everybody's safe. So we're happy about that. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Thanks for all your good work. Thank you very much. Andrew, our law director.
Nothing for me this evening.
Sergeant Adams.
Just a couple things. We are working away at the National Night Out with the Events Committee. We just had a meeting a couple weeks ago, and we've got a few things that are ready to go and already locked in, and a couple other things we're working on trying to get some commitments. So that's a great work in progress. Just to remind everybody, there will be a flyer that will come out. I've had that completed now, almost completed. But it will be August 5th from 6 to 8:30 at Veterans Park across the street. Just another reminder. We do have, as the weather gets warmer and the days a little sunnier, usually traffic issues come up. So I am planning, we will have a traffic car on random days and times out here to focus strictly on traffic offenses. That will probably last, as of right now, I've planned it to last throughout the summer. So kind of take that as that comes as well. Union Township Fire Department, busy. I know the chief's not here, but I want to give him a shout out. Him and his crew did a great job yesterday. They had the incident that Harry was talking about, but they also had 2 different structure fires yesterday they had to handle. So great job, chief, great job to the crew. They were there and took care of it. And the last thing, while on patrol earlier this week, I've met the gentleman before, but there is apparently a new owner to the complex there on Forest with the post office and the laundromat and everything else. He's in there. He stopped me to let me know that he was redoing everything, that he was getting new equipment in there, updating. So I thought I'd let you guys know that he plans on doing a lot of work to the building. He was going to repave that whole parking lot, is what he told me the other day. So that's good news, and I thought I'd share it. I did let him know where you guys were at if he wanted to stop in here and talk to Jerry or anyone or Harry. I gave your 2 names just in case with him being a new owner and in town. So that's really all I have, unless somebody has something for me. Thank you.
Anybody? Thank you. Councilmember Spicer.
The intersection of Morrow Road, and I believe that's Shawhan right there at the top of the hill. Over the hill, how much of that does South Lebanon own? Does anybody know?
Jerry's gonna get that map up. He can bring that thing up quicker than.
You say that.
No, he's got it.
So the actual
Black line. The black line right here is the corporate boundaries. So it's basically on the east side of Shawhan. And then cuts across on the south side and then goes back through the trailer park. Yeah.
So I just wanted to say there's a common occurrence of people coming over that hill from Morrow. And when you get to the top, you're basically lined up with the sidewalk. I think it happened several times last week. People hitting the sidewalk and busting the tires on their cars. But since it's not on us, I don't know how we could warn people. I guess we'd have to move the sidewalk. That's all.
We'll contact the new county engineer who would be responsible for that. He's actually a city resident now, so we.
Thank you, Roland. Councilmember Fetter?
I have nothing this evening to report.
Thank you. Councilmember Carmack?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Councilmember Harrison?
I do want to give a shout out to all of our first responders. I know you've all been real busy. I've been seeing that. And shout out to Union Township and Harry.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Easter egg hunt went real well and really enjoyed it. But there was I had to call him for a key for the bathroom, and there was a mention about a lockbox, so maybe something we can look into so we don't have to bother him on his day off. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you want to say anything about the motorbikes or anything? Okay. I just didn't know if you wanted it on record. Councilmember Allen?
Thank you. I only have one thing. We normally do the community yard sale in May. Have we come up with the date on that yet?
I don't think we have, haven't talked about that yet, so.
No, that's why I'm bringing it up.
We can look and see what some of the neighborhoods have
Okay,
doing, try to,
thank you.
we
That's all
try
I
to,
have.
try to make sure that they coincide with everybody else, so we'll check it out.
Councilmember Combs, welcome back, and I'm glad to see you looking so well.
I'd like to thank everybody for sending me those beautiful flowers. And it came in the most gorgeous little teapots. And that just made me so happy. And I don't even have a flower pot like that, but that just made my day. And it made me really happy. I'd like to thank our first responders and especially Union Township. I had a mini stroke on Friday coming home from my doctor's office. We hit about a block away from Bob's. And when I told him, I said, I'm having a stroke. And he says, what do you want me to do? I says, take me to Bob. Take me to Bob. And oh my God, they were, by the grace of God, they all were there. And they descended it upon me and got me to the hospital before that got worse. So I'm telling you what, our first responders, without them, we are hurting. And I want to thank the city workers. Oh my gosh, I haven't been out much, but when I have been out, I've noticed how good it's looking. So, and thank you to all my council mates for picking up the slack for me.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
we're happy to see you back and doing so well.
I missed you all, I'll tell you, I really did.
You do, you get,
Complacent. Thank you.
thank you all. Okay, and I'm going to, if there's nothing else for the good of the order, I'm going to call for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none,